You have a business idea, a life goal, or a dream that you want to pursue, but the only person who believes in you is the person staring back at you in the mirror. You start thinking that now you're all on your own, but there is absolutely no one who believes in you. So what do you do next? In this video, I want to share my story with you. From growing up at a school where it was hard to express my full potential, to realizing after studying 5 years in college that my major was not a job guarantee and that it was not going to give me the financial security I was hoping for. Ever since I was a teenager, I always wanted to create content for social media, and in particular for YouTube. But I grew up in a small town and we honestly didn't have any influencers or YouTubers there. I was always curious how people record videos and why they decided to share their lives online. But unfortunately, every time I tried to express my desire to be different, for example, once when I was in school, I told everyone that when I grew up, I wanted to live in France. Of course, most people in my school thought that I was crazy and thought that the maximum thing I could do was move to a different town in my country and that's it. And yes, I don't live in France right now because that's actually not what I want to do now, but still, especially when you're a kid, I think it's so important to feel like people support you, like especially when you go to school, your parents, you want them to understand where you're coming from and why you have these goals. There are lots of people who said that the most fireproof method to make everyone believe in your abilities is to actually show something for yourself. Having some sort of proof instead of just saying, oh, I want to do this, or oh, I'm gonna do that. And I think that's exactly why so many parents freak out when their kids tell them that, oh, I wanna drop out of college without no plan. I just don't like to study and I wanna drop out. Fortunately, I did not think this way, even though I did not like my college and my major. I was thinking that, okay, what I'm learning was completely useless and was not gonna actually help me in life. And plus, when I was in college, I realized that I actually really want to be a YouTuber. I want to start a YouTube channel. That's actually all I wanted. And yeah, and then I started a YouTube channel and I started gaining traction online. And then I realized even more that what I was studying in college was absolutely not something that I wanted to do. When you don't get support, it's important to have a plan. What are the steps you're going to take to achieve your goal? Again, you can be always saying, oh, I want to do this. I want to find this cool, amazing job. But how are you actually going to do it? What's the plan? When I was thinking of dedicating more time to YouTube instead of my college classes, I wasn't thinking that I needed support from other people because I had me. I had my own support and plus I had a plan. I think just having support from yourself is probably not enough because, okay, you can be supporting yourself, but still, what's your plan? Like, why are you doing that thing? Why are you doing those things? What's the plan? And what's proof that you can actually do it? And do you have any proof that you can actually achieve it? At the very beginning, I knew that if I wanted to make YouTube my job, if I wanted to succeed, I had to learn lots of new things. I had to improve my English and I had to probably spend less time on homework, let's say. But I was ready for it. Yes, I was ready for my grades to probably go down, to change, because I used to be an A+ student in college, and then once I started dedicating more and more time to YouTube, my grades became worse and worse. I still knew that finishing college was my priority. It was still something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to quit completely, but I stopped wanting to be an A+ student all the time. I had English as a college class and I wanted to make sure I was very good there. I wanted to make sure that there my grades were impeccable, incredible. And speaking about the time when I just created my YouTube channel, one tool that gave me a lot of confidence in terms of my writing in English is QuillBot. Every time I want to write a script or a social media post, of course I want to make sure they sound fluent and don't have any mistakes. Since I have the QuillBot Chrome extension, it's very easy for me to do. QuillBot helps me check if there are any grammar, spelling, or punctuation mistakes. Up to this very day, I love using QuillBot in my daily workflow. workflow. Nowadays, it helps me with my emails, Notion, and when I'm learning foreign languages. You all know that I often communicate in different languages like Russian, English, and Spanish. And QuillBot has this one amazing tool called a paraphraser, and it's available in multiple languages, and it helps me express my ideas more clearly and concisely. It has different modes so it can tailor my writing to any situation. With QuillBot, I have managed to improve my writing skills a lot, and of course, it helped me a lot in my YouTube journey because I film all my videos in English, and English is not my native language. I highly recommend this tool. Make sure to check out the links in the description and in the pinned comment. Yes, it's important to believe in yourself, and yes, it's even more important to stop worrying about what all of the other people think of you. I know so many people who want to start a new job. Maybe they want to start posting something on social media, but they feel ashamed because they think their friends, or maybe, especially not friends, but like acquaintances, you know? People you almost never talk about, usually you're most worried about them. You're like, oh my god, what is that person from that, I don't know, class or that street is gonna think of me if I start posting on social media? But in reality, this way, you are the one who is putting yourself in this box. I know that it takes a lot of courage to press forward when no one believes in you, especially when you're not getting the results you wanted, because when I first started out on YouTube, the first 7 months, I had my job, I had to go to college, but the first 7 months, like my videos were getting like 10 views, 50 views, 100 views, and I was happy. I was happy because I saw progress, but in reality, it was not monetized in any way. I was not making any money off of it. I was doing my job, I was doing my classes, I was working in my job, I was trying to write my thesis, and it was very overwhelming. But confidence is all about doing what needs to be done, even if you're scared. I knew that I needed to make this work. I wanted it and I needed it, and I had a plan. And that's why I was not scared. I really like this quote by Oprah Winfrey. My philosophy is that not only you're responsible for your life, but doing the best at this moment puts you in the best place for the next moment. It is in moments like those, when you feel like no one believes in you, you have to think about this one thing. You are the person who is responsible for your own life, and no one else. And I think it's very easy to think, oh, I wish there was someone who could come and help me and make everything better and make my life amazing and great. But in reality, that person is you, because no one else is gonna do that for you. You always have your choice. Because if you want to achieve something, you have to choose to want to achieve that. Then you have to choose to actually go and chase your dreams. Then you have to choose to work on it every single day. Then you have to choose to work through failures and mistakes. All of those things, like every single step of the journey, is your choice. And at every moment, you can say, no, I'm tired, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's a choice too. Choices are a big part of everyone's success. And when no one believes in you, you still have your choice. Circling back to this embarrassment that I used to feel when I was talking in front of my camera, because I was afraid that my classmates were gonna watch my videos, and guess what? They did. Some of them reached out to me and told me that, wow, that's so cool. But some of them, I knew maybe they were jealous, or maybe they were, I don't know. There was definitely something in their tone of voice that made me feel a little bit uneasy. But again, at those moments, I reminded myself that it was still my choice. It was my choice to listen to those people, to feel embarrassed in front of them, or it was my choice to just not care and tell them, okay, I mean, if you don't like my YouTube videos, if you don't like my content, just don't watch them. That's it. Many people feel like they're gonna anger someone or disappoint someone if they decide to pursue their dreams. But again, if you decide to listen to those people, if you decide to not pursue your dreams, you're making a choice too. It's like, you know, when a person tells you choose yes or no, and you say, oh, I don't know what to choose. It is still a choice. Your choice is, I don't want to choose. I think when we start to think of life in this way, it gets maybe a little bit harsh, but also easier in a way, because instead of blaming someone else and saying that, oh, I'm not like starting out on social media, or I'm not getting this new job, or maybe I'm not getting into this like new college because of all of those other people, you actually sit back and you think, is it actually because of them, or is it actually because of you? Because you're making this choice of listening to other people instead of pursuing your dreams. It has been done before. Oftentimes when we have to deal with difficult times, we feel like we're the only ones suffering. We're the only ones in this situation and no one is gonna understand us. Believe me, I have felt like that too many times. But it's not true, because you're not the only one who didn't have any people backing them up while trying to be successful. There's so many famous people, there's so many books about this, that there was a person, they wanted to do something like this, and then no one supported them, and then they succeeded, and basically that's it. And there are also lots of stories of something completely different. A person, they decided to listen to all those people, and they made this choice, and then they always just blame their circumstances, all the people around them, that they're not successful, that they couldn't pursue their dreams. But again, in reality, there are lots of people who have gone through similar things, who have experienced similar struggles. I remember when I wanted to start my YouTube channel, I lived in Russia, my native language is Russian, and I wanted to start my YouTube channel in English. Can you imagine? And I was just sitting in front of my computer and thinking, who am I? Like, I can't do that because English is not my native language. Like, how am I actually gonna do that? And I was trying to make myself believe that it was not possible because I'm a non-native English speaker. But then I decided to look up people who are similar to me. For example, other YouTubers whose native language is not English, but they're still making videos in English and they're very successful at what they do. And of course, I found lots of examples, which proves my theory that it has been done before. And I'm pretty sure, like, in what you want to do, and maybe you feel like you don't have like enough motivation, if you're scared, if you look at other people and if you use those people as examples, it might help you, because it helped me a lot. I created a whole document with all those people. I subscribed to their channels and I started watching their videos every single day. And every single day I was getting angrier and angrier because I was not starting my YouTube channel. I was seeing how those people were posting videos and they were trying, they were doing something, and I wasn't doing anything, even though I really wanted to do the same thing. And finally, I think it's important to remember that not everyone can see what you see. What I mean by that is, my college professors didn't know anything about YouTube, and if I wanted to ask them for YouTube advice, honestly, most of them probably would have laughed, would have looked at me in a weird way and told me, Veronika, just study Chinese. Just do this and don't try to do anything else. But now I don't blame them because it's not their area of expertise. Obviously, maybe, if you're not familiar with something, you could phrase it in a different way, right? Maybe encourage a person to do it, but use different resources or talk to a different person, for example. But not everyone is gonna understand you, and it's completely normal. Just because some people can't see it doesn't mean it's impossible. Maybe it only means that you have to find other people who could help you, or maybe you can show those people who can't see it by example. You can show them your results, and then they will understand what it means. At the end of the day, if you stay out of tune with yourself for a long time, you're gonna start resenting yourself, and you're gonna start resenting life around you. Everyone is gonna anger you, bother you, just because deep within you're not happy. And I know sometimes we feel like we're stuck and there's absolutely no way out, but it's not true. Again, you're making your choice. Your choice can be, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do it. I also want to make it clear that the story I share with you today about YouTube is just an example. There is definitely something that you want to do in your life that is very similar to my experience. Maybe it's not related to social media or becoming a YouTuber. But still, if you want to see that future, the future you want to live, you need to create it. And you will be the only person creating your future. Now I'm a YouTuber, and yes, I have achieved my dream, but at the same time, I'm constantly working on my filming skills. I'm constantly working on my video ideas. It's constant work. It's not like you start a YouTube channel and that immediately you're a YouTuber, that's everything you ever wanted. No, absolutely not true. Every single time it's work, it's a lot of work, and every single time I have to make a choice. I have to be honest with myself and ask myself, Veronika, is it actually what you want to do? Because it's hard. It's hard when you choose something unconventional because there are going to be fewer people who understand you and who support you. But still, again, it has been done before. You just need to find like-minded people and always remember that you are your strongest supporter and only you can create the life you want to live. Make sure you check out QuillBot to become a confident writer. Try their website and Chrome extension. The links will be in the description and in the pinned comment.